Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Sorrell, plant spirit medicine woman, and I am inviting you today to join me for a cacao ceremony where we are connecting in through the vortex of our hearts to our deepest desires. During this ceremony, I will be asking you to cleanse away anything which is no longer serving you, and we'll be doing this together with a guided visualization process. We'll be working with a shamanic process by cleansing our energy field. Then we will call in the sacred directions with our cacao, if you are drinking cacao today. And then we will enjoy our cacao. I will guide you through the practice while you're drinking of the journey we'll be going on together. And then it will be time to relax. So let's begin this process. Let's begin by cleansing our energy field. We're going to use this Kiro Shaman practice that I have been taught, and we take our hands to our heart. Our heart is an infinite portal of love and light. And so we are calling in that love and light, that power, that strength from our hearts, and we're bringing it into our hands. And we're already activating our hearts a little bit in this moment. And as we do that, we imagine this energy coming into our hands and we take it up over our heads. We open up to the universe. We share our love and light with the universe. And the universe showers us with love and light. We bring that love and light and we pour it over the outside of our energy field, our aura. And this is a kind of shell that protects us from sticky, nasty energies that we don't want in our energy field. So anything which anyone has projected onto you, or any sort of atmospheres that you've walked into and weren't comfortable, we're just cleansing away those, giving that energy to the ground. Mama Earth, being the powerful sorceress that she is, can receive those energies for us and take them in and compost them. Now, coming back to our heart, we're going to cleanse the next layer, which is the emotional layer. So calling the love and light from our heart into our hands, filling our hands up with that energy and taking it over our heads, sharing our love and light with the universe. Now bringing that energy all the way through the emotional layer, all the way down to the ground. All the way. Thanking Mama Earth for taking those sticky emotions away from us. Anything which is uncomfortable, just releasing. Ah, that feels good. Okay, coming back to the heart. Now from the heart space, we are calling in the love and light, the power, into our hands. We're taking that up over our heads. We're sharing that love and light and that power with the universe. And now we're bringing it all the way through our physical body. So this is the time where we get to cleanse everything which has got stuck in the physical. Now our physical bodies are also made of energy. And this is an energetic cleanse of the physical, cleansing the chakras, cleansing the meridians, cleansing the cells and the spaces in between, all the way down to the ground, giving that energy to Mama Earth. Thank you, Mama Earth. Okay, now we are complete. We are cleansed energetically. We are going to call in the directions. If you have cacao, you can use your cacao cup to invite the directions in and share your cacao with the directions. So we will begin in the east direction today, where the sun rises. So if you know where east is, please face east. Otherwise, just send your attention into that vibration of where the sun rises. Let's turn together, holding your cups, if you're working with cacao, to that direction. Let's welcome in the spirits of the east, the rising sun, the dawn, the new day. Please help us to rebirth ourselves today, cleansing away any old energies which no longer serve us, and calling in our heart's desires. We welcome in Condor and Eagle. Please take these prayers up into the heavens. Please help us to connect with the sight that you have, the vision of an eagle, so that we can see our desires clearly and bring them into reality. We welcome you and share our cacao with you. Oh, connecting in with our friends in the south, the water, the flow of life, the day and the warmth of the summer sun, and also the spirit of snake. Teach us how to shed the past, to release anything which no longer serves us, so that we can call in our deepest desires, and also remind us how to move heartbeat to heartbeat with all our relations, so that our manifestations are in harmony with all our relations on earth. We welcome you and share our cacao with you. Oh, connecting in with our friends in the west. We welcome you. We welcome the dusk and the setting sun. We celebrate how far we've already come on our journey. Thank you so much for this moment. Thank you for the fertility and the earth energies. And we also call in Mama Jaguar. Please protect our medicine space, please, Mama Jaguar, and teach us what we need to let go of. Help us to see with clarity the shadows, the parts of us which are sometimes unseen, sometimes uncomfortable, and help us to release them so that we can live in the light. We welcome you and share our cacao with you. Aho. Now connecting in with our friends in the north direction. We welcome you. We welcome the night, the bright moon shining, the air and clarity of thought. We welcome our ancestors past and those for the future. And we welcome Hummingbird. Hummingbird teaches to only accept the best in our lives, to tune into our desire and to trust the path that we will come home to the dreams that we're daring to dream today. Thank you, Hummingbird. Thank you, all our relations in the north. We share our cacao with you and welcome you. Aho. Now connecting into the earth beneath our feet. I quite like to get down and humble myself for this one. So remembering how small we are as a part of this earth life, so that we remember we are equal to all our relations on earth. We thank Mama Earth for everything that she brings to us, the food, the shelter. We thank her for all our relations, the plant people, particularly Mama Cacao, and also our stone people friends, the animal spirits, the furry, feathered and fin ones, even the creepy, crawly and slithery slimy ones that we're sometimes a bit scared of. We welcome you. We know that we all are here to live in harmony. We welcome our visible and invisible friends on earth who are here to work in harmony with us today. Oh, let me share our cacao with you all. Connecting up with those above, we connect in first with Father Sky, and we thank Father Sky for the breath of life, the winds of change, the blue skies and the grey. And we share our cacao with you, Father Sky. Thank you for holding space for us in space. And as we turn around, we can connect with Grandmother Moon, Grandfather Sun, and the Star Nations, who are all spinning on this cosmic dance through space with us. Thank you for being our partners in this transformational journey of life. We thank you. Calling in our connection to Great Spirit now, and thanking Great Spirit for joining us. Thank you, Great Spirit, for helping us to tune into our heart space, to this place where we hold our greatest wisdom, where we hold our greatest desire, where we hold our greatest power. Help us to tune into our heart space, to heal, to release, and to manifest. We welcome our connection to you and our hearts, and we share our cacao with you. Oh. Now, if you'd like to enjoy your cacao, I'm calling you to the ceremony fully now with your cacao cups. I'm going to guide you through a little bit about this journey so that just in case you drift, which is quite normal to do during the ceremony because you are going into an altered state of consciousness, partly guided by cacao, partly guided by my voice, partly also guided by these magical gongs who will help to facilitate that shift in consciousness from beta, which is this normal everyday level of consciousness, fancy Latin words, we like to use those in our medical terminology. Then we move into the alpha states, the theta states, the delta states. So we're drifting from everyday consciousness into a more dreamy-like state. Now, we don't really want to fall asleep. We want to stay conscious. We want to remember the journey. But if you do fall asleep, then trust that's what your body and your mind, your spirit needed today. Your subconscious mind will hear the words that I say. And you can also repeat this ceremony whenever you wish to. So allow yourself to go with the flow, to enjoy that experience of drifting while I guide you on this visualization. The visualization itself will be quite simple today. We're not going to be journeying into a different reality. We're journeying within. And as we journey within, we're going to imagine that we're standing in a beautiful garden. And in that beautiful garden, we are going to have a little bit of a clear up. And we're going to imagine that we are collecting all the dried leaves that are in our garden, that have fallen from the trees. The garden represents the garden of our life. And those fallen leaves represent all the negative experiences, the negative stories, the negative feelings in our lives that we are ready to release. And so we're going to go around the garden, and you might even be able to put names on those leaves as well, of past experiences, feelings that you want to release, feelings of guilt or shame, or being angry, and sometimes spiting somebody in your life, and sometimes it's even ourselves. So we want to be releasing those leaves. So we're going to pile them up into a big bonfire, And then we're going to set fire to that bonfire and really enjoy that transformation, that deliberate destruction of all those old energies. Once we have enjoyed our dance around the bonfire of release, then we will start to notice all the new growth that's coming up into that garden. As we clear space in the garden, there's more room for new growth to appear. And then I'm going to be inviting you to sit down under a tree and to connect in with the tree's help with your own deepest desires. What do you really want to achieve in your life? What do you want to feel like? What stories do you want to tell in the future? And then as we call that in, we are realigning our perspective of reality. We are realigning with our dreams and our desires within our own consciousness, so that our subconscious mind can start to walk that path towards what we do want, rather than still be remembering what we don't want. When we remember what we don't want too often, then we accidentally keep manifesting it into being. So this process that we're working through today is a process of release, but also a process of manifestation and empowering you to create the life that you do truly dream of. As we're tuning into desire today, I also want to offer you this idea that you cannot help what you desire. It's exactly the same as the color of your hair, the color of your eyes, the color of your skin. You were born this way. This is your birthright to have these desires. And all desires are okay. As long as we're not hurting somebody else, then all desires are acceptable on this planet. Okay. So we will begin this journey, if you are ready, by settling down into a comfortable space. I will guide you on this visualization process all the way into the vortex of your heart and then all the way home again at the end. So as you're now setting up to be comfortable, then you might also want to dim the lights. You might want to make sure that you've got headphones in or a really good set of speakers, because the gongs sound super powerful and amazing when you're listening to them through a good set of headphones or good speakers, less good when you're just listening through a laptop or a phone. The noises can be a little bit flattened by those sorts of ways of processing the information that the gongs are sending through. Okay, let us begin. So now you are comfortable and settled, perhaps closing your eyes at this point now, and just beginning to tune into your breath. And as you're tuning into your breath, breathing in long, deep breaths. I don't mind if you're breathing in through your nose or your mouth. Really doesn't matter. It's just about lengthening that breath, breathing in consciously, breathing in love, breathing in the light, breathing in the peace, breathing in the harmony, breathing in the positive emotions into your body, and releasing anything that is no longer comfortable for you in your body, whether that be an emotion or a physical feeling. Just imagine that leaving your body through the breath now. Now we want to start to relax our physical body, relaxing through the forehead, relaxing the muscles around the eyes, letting the eyelids become tired and heavy so they just can't be bothered to open. Relaxing down through the cheeks and the jaw and the mouth and the tongue. Relaxing into the neck and the shoulders. Relaxing all the way through the arms, the upper arms softening, forearms letting go, and the hands and fingers becoming loose and limp. Relaxing all the way down into the chest now, and into the upper back. All the muscles of the rib cage at the front and the back of the body, just softening, releasing, expanding on the in-breath, and naturally just sighing out as you release that breath as well. And the muscles either side of the spine. Just allow them to feel safe, to sink into the cushions if you're resting on cushions, or if you're seated and supported, and just allowing your body to come into alignment so that your head and your neck are comfortably sitting on your shoulders and everything feels strong and aligned. Relaxing down into the lower half of the torso now, relaxing into the belly, breathing into the belly, letting it expand, expanding that breath into the lower back as well. And now as you release any tension in the lower half of the body, just letting it soften. Relaxing into the pelvis, relaxing into the hips, down into the thighs now. Just softening all the muscles in the upper leg as well now. Now down into the calves and the shins, into the ankles and the feet and the toes. To imagine your mind is completely empty, like the void of space, except for a tiny white star right in the middle of your mind. I also want you to imagine your heart space has an energy, a white star there as well. And they're connected. They're connected by a silver cord. And that heart space also connects down through the chakra system, through the sacral chakra and down through the root chakra, and that silver cord reaches down into the earth and anchors you into the heart of Mother Earth herself. Let's tune in again back into the head and into the void with that tiny white light in the mind, and imagine now that it's ready to go on a journey for you. A little bit like Tinkerbell the fairy, it's going to go on a journey into nature, into a beautiful, magical garden. So I want you to imagine now that you are leaving your body from your third eye space. That little white light pops out, connected still through that silver cord to your heart space and to the earth, but it's starting to travel out of your mind and into the world outside of you. Now the outside world also represents our inner world. We remember that with the phrase, as above, so below. Or as within, so without. So that little white light now starts to fly to a place in nature. This might be a place that you've been to before on shamanic journeys. I want you to imagine that you're going to a place in nature now. It might be a garden, it might be a forest, it might be a mountain or a valley, it might be a cave, it might be a beach. Imagine that you're flying there now, across the landscapes of the earth, and that it starts to come into view, and you're already starting to descend into that natural landscape. And when you get to that natural landscape, you notice the golden mist that's there. And that golden mist welcomes you. The golden mist starts to swirl like a portal of energy. And that portal of energy starts to draw you in. And it's a little bit like a whirlpool. You can't resist the flow, but you feel safe, you feel warm, you feel welcomed by this flow. And so you allow yourself to be drawn through that portal, that golden mist, that swirling vortex, which represents the vortex of your heart. And as you move through that that swirling vortex, you start to feel yourself shifting in consciousness, moving into a new space. Now you pop out of that golden vortex into a magical garden. It's beautiful here. There's a warm, still summer's day. You can see trees and shrubs completely surrounding this space and sheltering you from the outside world, because this is your inner world, your inner landscape. You notice there are flower beds full of beautiful, colourful flowers. And what you also notice now is that there are a few dead, dry leaves lying around your garden, which are making it look less than perfect. And so you decide that you're going to clear your garden up and make space for new growth. So let's begin that process together now. You find a rake leaning up against one of your trees, and you start to gather up all of the old leaves. So you want to gather up all the old leaves with your rake and with your hands into a big pile in your garden. Now these old leaves will represent whatever you want to leave behind, whatever you want to let go of. These could be past feelings of failure, shortcomings, feelings of not being good enough, feelings of guilt of things that you did or didn't do, feelings of shame, feelings of not being good enough, feelings of not having enough, a sense of lack over abundance. There could be feelings of resentment, there could be feelings of wanting to get revenge or spite someone in your life, and that person could even be you. Maybe you're angry at yourself for something. Let's get all of those old negative leaves into a big pile. These leaves could represent past traumas that you've experienced, difficult situations in your life, and they can also be current situations in your life that you're ready to transform and release. Whatever you wish to let go of, now you have an opportunity to consciously make that choice. You no longer need to hold on to these old stories, these old feelings. And as you gather them up, the garden is almost 100% clear, and all of those leaves are just in one big pile. Now I want you to set fire to those leaves in a way that's really meaningful for you. So you might want to take a big torch and consciously set fire to this pile of negative leaves. You might want to light it with a lighter. You might want to explode it. Enjoy the deliberate destruction. And I want you now, just for a few minutes, to enjoy watching those leaves burn away and feeling the release. Noticing how it brings a sense of lightness, a sense of relief. Notice a feeling of good riddance, like a load is being lifted from your shoulders. Perhaps some of these old leaves are stories that have been going round and round in your head for many years. Perhaps these old stories have been manifesting in multiple ways over time. And you are done with those old stories, those old feelings. Now the fire begins to burn. Down a little bit more, down a little bit more. There's almost no leaves left on the pile as they turn to cinders and drift away on the breeze like feathers on the wind. So you walk around your garden and you just find the last few remnants of old dried leaves. And you bring them to the fire. gratefully and graciously throw them into the fire, creating space for the next phase of your life's journey. In the Toltec way of seeing, we are all shaman. We are all creating our own reality. Most of us are doing it from an unconscious place, not noticing the stories and the feelings that we are vibrating into being in our reality. So now we are tuning into our shamanic minds and our shamanic potential to create our own reality. And this clearing, just like when you're working in your own garden in real life, needs to be done to make space for the new growth. It's an essential part of our process of becoming who we are meant to be, the best versions of ourselves. We cannot reach our highest potential without this release. So continue now just to walk around the garden one more time, finding any leaves you need to let go of, placing them in the fire. It's time for a little rest. So you see in your garden a wonderful big tree that looks very wise and old. And you find a nice spot to nestle into this tree, sitting between its roots with your back against the trunk. And you sense it giving you a hug. Yourself connecting in with the heartbeat of this tree and the heartbeat of Mother Earth through the tree, the pulse of life that exists here, that we are all connected to. In shamanism we say that we are the children of Mother Earth and Father Sky. Father Sky brings us the breath of life. Mother Earth gives us the food, the shelter, and the physical bodies that we exist in. So connecting in now with the tree, with the earth, with the air, we also start to notice all of the plants around us. The plants are also our brothers and sisters. They are also the children of the earth. They are much wiser beings than us. They have been on this earth 500 million years longer than human beings. So they are really more, perhaps like our grandparents, than our brothers and sisters. And that they are wise. They are our elders. They deserve our respect and our love. They are here to feed us, they are here to teach us, they are here to cleanse us, they are here to transform us. Every plant has a message for us, every plant has a purpose, and you feel yourself connecting to the plants and the spirits of the plants. the spirits of plants as fairies. And so you might notice that. You might notice that there are fairies in your garden. Or you might just be noticing the beautiful colours and the vibrant flowers blossoming and glowing, and the way that the breeze moves the leaves on the trees and the grass. And now you start to notice the sounds of the birds and the sounds of the insects. And perhaps there are animals in your garden too. In your magical garden, you might notice one or two animals particularly that want to work with you today. Connecting in with the spirit of each animal that comes through, or each insect that comes through today, and thanking them for the presence they bring to this garden. Now you have your tree behind you, the earth beneath you, the sky above you and around you and within you, with the breath that you breathe. The plant people are here, the animal beings are here, the insects are here. The stone people are here within the earth beneath you. And so much more. The mushrooms, the mycelium in the ground beneath you. The bacteria which make the soil alive and fertile and help the plants to grow. And you feel a deep sense of connection to this magical landscape. And you know that you are connected to all your relations on earth. Without the plants, we would not have the atmosphere to breathe. So we thank our relations from our heart space. And now we start to invite in our heart to speak to us. Now our heart may speak to us in words or symbols, knowings, and I want you now to tune in to your heart and ask your heart, what do you want? What are your deepest desires? What gives you joy? What helps you connect to the feeling of bliss? And just listen. Now you may get a message from one of the other beings in your garden today rather than directly within your mind and from your heart. So be open to receive whatever message comes through now. I'm going to give you a little time just to tune in and listen to your heart before I call you home again. as you start to come back into your body, feeling your fingers and toes, feeling yourself in your body again, taking some deep breaths, calling back with you any visions, any memories that you have of the experience you've just been through, so that you can integrate them. I'd love you to journal when you've got your eyes open and the ceremony is done. I'm going to close the sacred space now. As we're closing sacred space, we are saying goodbye to all the beings that came through today to support us, to guide us, to connect us into our own heart space. And then we're back to being us again in the real world. And I'd love to hear from you after this ceremony, how you got on, what messages you perceived, what your desires are, and what you might have managed to release as well, and how it makes you feel to have let go of those burdens that you've been carrying. This is my favorite part, is to hear from you. So do get in touch. You're welcome to get in touch with me through the comment section on the YouTube channel, but also just to connect with me through the many portals that there are available to us these days. So as we close ceremony, I'm just going to take my rattle and say goodbye, wave goodbye to all of our relations. So let's begin in the East. We want to thank our friends in the East for joining us in ceremony. The fire, the dawn, the rising sun, condor and eagle for holding space for us and helping us to see with clarity today. We release you. Aho. Thanking our friends in the South. We thank the water, the flow of life, the day and the warmth of the summer sun. We thank Snake for helping us to release today. You are very powerful and present in this ceremony today. Thank you for the connecting us with our hearts into the heart of the earth as well. We thank you and release you. Aho. Connecting and thanking our friends in the west direction. We thank the dusk and the setting sun. We thank the earth and the fertility of life, and we thank Mama Jaguar for bringing any shadows into the light for healing and integration. We thank you and release you. Aho. Connecting and thanking our friends in the north, the night, the bright moon shining, the air and clarity of thought. We thank you so much for coming through for us today. We thank you, Hummingbird. We thank you, ancestors, and we release you. Aho. Connecting with earth beneath our feet. Thank you, Mama. Thank you for all of the energies that you brought through for us today. All our earth relations that were present today. We thank you all and release you. Connecting up to the sky, we thank Father Sky for the breath of life, the winds of change, the blue skies and the grey, and we release you. And we thank everyone in the cosmic realm. We thank Grandmother Moon, Grandfather Sun and the star nations, and we release you. And finally, hand on heart, we connect in with our hearts, which is directly connected to Great Spirit. We thank you, Great Spirit. We thank you for the opportunity to connect with you through our heart space, to connect in with the dreams and desires that we were born to manifest. We thank you and we release you today from this ceremony. And now it's time for me to release you. Thank you again for joining. Thank you for your likes and subscribes. And thank you for any donations that you've sent my way so that I can continue to do this important work of offering free ceremony. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you in ceremony again very soon.